My mic is on. All right. Everyone, please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'll ask for a motion to a reading and approval of the minutes of the last meeting.
Motion.
Second. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Opportunity for public to address the board agenda items only. Okay, no one, thank you. Ordinance, first reading, 220243.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is the first reading of Ordinance 279, requiring the Lackawanna County Tax Collector to waive additional charges for real estate taxes. Whereas on July 11th, 2022, the Governor of Pennsylvania approved Act 57 of 2022, which amended the local tax collection law to add Section 7 titled Effective a Failure to Receive Tax Notice. And whereas Act 57 of 2022 in part requires each taxing district to pass legislation requiring a tax collector to waive additional charges for real estate taxes under certain circumstances when notice was not received, and whereas such legislation must be enacted within 90 days of the enactment of Act 57 of 2022, and whereas Lackawanna County wishes to follow the state law by timely enacting such legislation, now therefore be it ordained that the tax collector of the County of Lackawanna is hereby required to waive additional charges for real estate taxes as follows. Section 1, notwithstanding any other provision of law and pursuant to Section 7B1 of the local tax collection law, the tax collector of the County of Lackawanna is required to waive additional charges for real estate taxes beginning in the tax year 2023 if the taxpayer does all of the following. A, provides a waiver request of additional charges to the tax collector in possession of the claim within 12 months of a qualifying event. B, attests to the notice that was not received. C, provides the tax collector in possession of the claim with one of the following: a copy of the deed showing the date of real property transfer, or a copy of the title following the acquisition of a mobile or manufactured home subject to taxation as real estate showing the date of issuance, or a copy of an executed lease agreement between the owner of the mobile or manufactured home and the owner of the parcel of land on which the mobile or manufactured home will be situated, showing the date of the lease commences. And D, pays the face value amount of the tax notice for the real estate tax with the waiver request. Section 2, pursuant to Section 7B2 of the local tax collection law, the tax collector for the county shall use the form developed by the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development and made available to Lackawanna County, by which a taxpayer may request a waiver of additional charges, in which form shall include a space for attestation by the taxpayer. Section 3, pursuant to Section 7B3 of the local tax collection law, the taxpayer granted a waiver in paying real estate tax as provided in this law shall not be subject to an action at law or in equity for an additional charge, and any claim existing or lien filed for an additional charge shall be deemed satisfied. Section 4, pursuant to Section 7B4 of the local tax collection law, the tax collector for the county shall not be personally liable for any amount due or arising from the real estate tax that is the subject in the waiver if the tax collector accepts a waiver and payment in good faith in accordance with Section 7B of the local tax collection law. Section 5, pursuant to Section 7B5 of the local tax collection law as used in law, the following words and phrases shall have the meanings given to them in this law unless the context clearly indicates otherwise. The term additional charge shall mean any interest, fee, penalty, or charge accruing to and in excess of the face amount of the real estate tax as provided in the real estate tax notice. The term qualifying event shall mean A, for purposes of real property, the transfer of for purposes of the real property, the date of transfer of ownership. B, for purposes of manufactured or mobile homes, the date of transfer of ownership or the date of the lease agreement that commences for the original location or relocation of a mobile or manufactured home on a parcel of land not owned by the owner of the mobile or manufactured home. The term does not include the renewal of the lease for the same location. The term tax collector shall mean a tax collector as defined in Section 1 of the local tax collection law. A delinquent tax collector is provided in Section 26.1 of the local tax collection law, the Tax Claim Bureau, or the alternate collector of taxes as provided in the Act of July 7th, 1947, known as the Real Estate Tax Sale Law. An employee, agent, or assignee authorized to collect the tax, a purchaser of the claim for the tax, or any other person authorized by law or contact to secure collection of or take any action at law or in equity against the person or property of the taxpayer for the real estate tax or amounts, liens, or claims derived from the real estate tax. Section 6. Any action, clause, provision, or portion of this ordinance shall be held invalid or unconstitutional by any court of competent jurisdiction. Such decision shall not affect any other section, clause, provision, or portion of this ordinance so long as it remains legally enforceable minus the invalid portion. Lackawanna County reserves the right to amend this ordinance of any portion thereof from time to time as it shall deem advisable in the best interest of the promotion of the purposes and intent of this ordinance and the effective administration thereof. Section 7, this ordinance shall become effective immediately upon approval. Mr. Chairman, this is the first reading of this. The second reading, you will take a vote upon it. Here to speak upon it today is the Scranton Tax Collector, Ms. Kathy Wexler.
Wexler.
Good morning. As Chief Jeffers said, this is Act 57, the state legislation passed Act 57, amending the local tax collection law recently. And now what all the taxing bodies are required to do is to pass similar legislation through an ordinance or a resolution. In a nutshell, this just sums up that any first-year property owners who did not receive a tax bill, they are required to pay their taxes, but they cannot be charged additional fees or penalties.
That's great. Makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ordinance, it's an emergency ordinance, so there will only be this reading and then a vote. Ordinance 220265.
Yes, Mr. Commissioner, this is Ordinance 280, an emergency ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County to address the threat of public safety in the city of Scranton and the Borough of Dunmore. The Borough of Taylor. Be a large border. Whereas Lackawanna County is a third-class county existing pursuant to the law of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and whereas Lackawanna County owns and is responsible for the maintenance of McDade Park located in the city of Scranton and the Borough of Taylor, and whereas it has been discovered that the sanitary sewer line servicing McDade Park has partially collapsed along Bald Mountain Road and is causing sewage to leak from an existing manhole, and whereas the county engineer has filed an application for an emergency highway occupancy permit to allow the repairs to take place, and whereas the situation creates an emergency which the county needs to address in a timely manner to protect the life, health, safety, and property of the residents who live near the park and the general public who visit the public park. And whereas the county may proceed with this repair without the necessity of conducting a public bid pursuant to 16 PA CSA Section 1802 H1, and whereas the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County has the authority to adopt an emergency ordinances necessary for the protection of the public well-being whenever there is an immediate threat to the life, health, and/or property to the residents of Lackawanna County pursuant to 1.3-310 of the Lackawanna County Home Rule Charter. Now, therefore, we, the undersigned commissioners of Lackawanna County, do hereby ordain as follows. Number 1, pursuant to the provisions of 1.3-310 of the Lackawanna County Home Rule Charter, do hereby declare that an emergency situation exists for the residents along Bald Mountain Road in the city of Scranton and the Borough of Taylor, and the general public who visit McDade Park, which necessitates the replacement of the collapsed sanitary sewer line along Bald Mountain Road servicing McDade Park. Number 2, the Director of Parks and Recreation and the county engineer is hereby authorized to undertake the necessary repairs to the existing sewer line pursuant to 16 PA CSA Section 1802 H1. Number 3, all ordinances and parts of ordinances inconsistent herewith are hereby rescinded. Number 5, in any section, clause, provision, or portion of this ordinance shall be held to be invalid or unconstitutional by the court of competent jurisdiction. Such decision shall not affect any other section, clause, provision, or portion of this ordinance, which shall remain in full force and effect. Number 5, the ordinance shall be effective upon adoption. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Mr. Chairman, here to speak upon that is the Director of Parks and Recreation, Mr. Art Moran.
Good morning, Commissioners. This problem started approximately June 30th of this year. We found some sewage coming out of a manhole coming up Bald Mountain Road. We made multiple attempts to open the sewage line. When that failed, we hired a camera to actually go down into the sewer lines and drive down. They found multiple cracks it's a terracotta pipe, very old, put in 1970, I believe, and it's just totally collapsed and needs to be repaired. It's approximately 318 feet of terracotta pipe that we're going to be replacing with this ordinance.
Bottom line, Mr. Moran, is we don't have any option.
There is no option.
Okay.
No.
Okay. On that note, I will entertain a motion to approve.
Motion. Second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Resolution 220267.
Approving the current payables, be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve the following payables. Lackawanna County's General Fund numbers 346-722-347-406, inclusive of $2,465,385.90. County's electronic fund transfers, including all payroll accounts, totaling $12,266,272.06. Adopted the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Mr. Chairman.
Anyone have any questions on this? I'm sure everyone's had an opportunity to review them. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Resolution 220216.
Establishing a real estate tax exemption for non-wartime veterans and surviving spouses. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby authorized the county real estate tax exemption for disabled, non-wartime veterans and their surviving spouses to take effect January 1st, 2023 in perpetuity. Whereas the Lackawanna County currently provides a real estate tax exemption for all veterans and unmarried surviving spouses of veterans who meet the criteria as stated in the Lackawanna County Code in Title 51, Section 8902, A and B. Currently, if a service member is rated at 100% disability but has no wartime service as established by the Department of Veterans Affairs and by the Commonwealth legislation, does not allow the service member to qualify for real estate tax exemption. Now therefore be it resolved, Lackawanna County is committed to supporting the thousands of veterans and their dependents in our county and wishes to extend the real estate exemption to service members who served during a non-wartime period as established by the Department of Veterans Affairs and their surviving spouse. And if the surviving spouse should remarry, the real estate tax exemption shall end. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Mr. Chairman, here to speak upon that is our Director of Veterans Affairs, Mr. Dave Isley.
Good morning, Commissioners. Right now, we have veterans that are 100% total and permanently disabled by the VA. There are many veterans out there, not so much in Lackawanna County, but statewide, that are 100% because they incurred a line of duty injury that was so bad that the VA rated them 100%. Right now, that's all the money they have coming in. Because of that injury, they can't work. So we're asking for these resolutions to assist with keeping a veteran in their home and giving them that little bit of a break. We hope the other municipalities could follow suit, but for right now, to help them out, we're asking for the exemption for county taxes.
This is something where they are injured and they are disabled, and they did serve, but there was no war going on.
Correct. Yep, they signed the dotted line and served honorably, but unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, there was no war, and because of verbiage, they, yes, very fortunate. There was the verbiage in the Title 51, it eliminates them from getting the property tax exemption, which would greatly help them because of the income that they have.
Anyone have any questions for Dave?
Nope. All for it.
I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, Dave. All right, another one for you. Resolution 220217.
Establishing a real estate tax exemption for surviving spouses of service members killed in action. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby authorized the county real estate tax exemption for surviving spouses of service members killed in action to take effect January 1st, 2023 in perpetuity. Whereas Lackawanna County currently provides a real estate tax exemption for all veterans and unmarried spouses of veterans who meet the criteria as stated in the Lackawanna County Code and Title 51, Section 8902 A and B. Currently, if a service member is killed in action during war or killed in the line of duty while on active duty, the state legislature does not allow for the surviving spouse to qualify for real estate tax exemption. And whereas Lackawanna County wishes to extend the real estate tax exemption process to include surviving spouses of active duty service members, including those in the reserves and the National Guard killed in the line of duty, and should the surviving spouse of a service member who is killed in the line of duty to remarry, the real estate tax exemption shall end. Now therefore be it resolved, Lackawanna County is committed to supporting thousands of veterans and their dependents in our county, and will grant the real estate tax exemption to surviving spouses of active duty service members killed in the line of duty. Adopted the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Mr. Chairman, once again, here is Director Isley.
So this, this resolution that we're asking for right now is the same thing because of verbiage in the state law. The veteran has to be 100% total and permanently disabled within their lifetime. Well, if they serve and are killed in action, the VA can't rate somebody that was killed in action. So therefore, the way the law states, we can't exempt that surviving spouse, even though she's entitled to every other federal and state benefit out there. We can't get them the help to keep their homes. So that's why we're putting forth this resolution asking for the help.
Okay, basically, we're just kind of repairing a law that's is written a little.
Yes, sir.
Okay, on that notion, I will entertain a motion.
I will make that motion.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Okay, Resolution 220247.
Approving the Office of Youth and Family Services Provider Agreements. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve the Department of Human Services Office of Youth and Family Services Provider and Professional Service Agreements for the fiscal year 2022 through 2023 with the following: the Blair Foundation, CWIS Data Sharing Agreements, Bethana, Bradley Center, Children's Center for Treatment and Education, Children's Center of Easton, Troyer and Family Services, Concern, Diacon, Impact Project, Kids Peace National Center, National Mentor, Professional and Family Care Services, Valley Youth House, and White Deer Run. Adopted the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Here to speak upon that, Mr. Chairman, is the Director of Human Services, Mr. Bill Browning.
Mr. Browning?
Morning, Commissioners. The Oregon Social Learning Center development is just an extension of a contract. It's entirely grant funded. We needed to extend it to be consistent with the grant because COVID slowed the implementation of the methamphetamine use project. It's a successful intervention that's been used on the West Coast. We're bringing it here. The provider contracts are simply extensions of contracts that we've used for out-of-home placement for both juvenile probation and for child welfare.
Anyone have any questions for Mr. Browning?
Nope.
I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
On the question, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. 220248.
Approving an OIFS contract extension. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve the Department of Human Services Office and Youth and Family Services contract extension with OSLC Developments Incorporated for training and development. Adopted a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Mr. Chairman, once again, here is Director Browning.
Oh, I apologize. I jumped the gun. What I said before, it applies to this one about the Oregon Social Learning Center. The other part that I didn't include was the data sharing agreement, which is, again, not related to any funds, but it's simply allowing us to share data with the state and ensures that we follow industry standards for security.
Okay, thank you. Anyone have any questions for Mr. Browning? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Browning.
Thank you.
Resolution 220249.
Accepting the proposal from Keystone Fire and Security for Roads and Bridges. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby accept the proposal from Keystone Fire and Security to update and install new video surveillance system at the Roads and Bridges Department building at a cost of $47,630. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Mr. Chairman, here to speak upon that is our Director of Information Technology, Mr. Mike Brown.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, everyone. As this resolution states, it's to actually provide security and reassurance that everything's going on at Roads and Bridges is actually protected and secure. And we want to make sure that as part of the ARPA grant that we've been using, protecting all of county assets to make sure everything is secure.
All right, thank you. Anyone have any questions for Mike? Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
The question, all in favor? Aye. Resolution 220250.
Accepting the proposal from Keystone Fire and Security for Adult Probation, be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby accept the proposal from Keystone Fire and Security to update and install a new video surveillance system for the Adult Probation Department at the Bricks Building at a cost of $20,872. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Once again, Mr. Chairman, here is Director Brown.
So with pursuant of using Keystone Fire within roads and bridges and for adult probation, we were able to use other surplus cameras we actually had with them from our prison project. So that's one reason why we utilize them, to reduce the cost for all the solutions that we're putting out there.
Good job, Mike. Okay, anyone have any questions for Mike? Entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
On the question, all in favor? Aye. Okay, thank you. Resolution 220251.
Accepting the proposal from Keystone Fire and Security for the county park system. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby accept the proposal from Keystone Fire and Security to install a video storage and security solution into all 4 county parks: Dade Park, Merle Sarnowski Park, Covington Park, and Aylesbury Park, at a cost of $952,244. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Once again, Mr. Chairman, here's Director Brown.
And including with this proposal, we will actually have license plate scanners, so this way we can actually tag people that are coming into the parks, and this way we can see what time they're coming in. We can actually forward any alerts to local municipality police if we have somebody coming into a park after hours. We have new ways of protecting and securing issues that have been happening at the park for the past couple of years.
I think sometimes people don't realize how big the park system is, and that's why it's so expensive. But it is something that's necessary. We have the funds to do that right now, Michael?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right, entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Resolution 220252.
Accepting a
51.
proposal from Johnson Controls for the Government Center. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby accept the proposal from Johnson Controls for the camera upgrade for the Lackawanna County Government Center in the amount of $51,669.80. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Mr. Chairman, once again, Director Brown.
Well, in this endeavor with Johnson Controls, they're the provider of current that actually provides cameras within this building. We're hoping that with the added increased visibility and access areas, such as the front, in case during parade time, we can actually track and see what's going on and actually help people if there's ever a problem out there.
Anybody have any questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
The question, all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 220253.
Accepting the proposals from Johnson Controls, be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby accept the proposals from Johnson Controls for the Veterans Affairs Intercom Access in the amount of $8,070.59, and the Government Center Active Directory Badge Integration in the amount of $5,489.79. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Mr. Chairman.
So in this endeavor, as you know, the Veterans Affairs Office is right through the front doors, and no one has to pass through security to actually make sure they're clear to check. So this way, we give our Veterans Affairs a sense of safety and make sure they can actually buzz people in when necessary. The second portion of this is to ensure that badge access going into certain areas for county employees, vendors that actually have badges, are securely monitored and being able to be turned off when necessary, quickly and expediently.
Anyone have any questions, sir? Michael? Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion. Second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're a busy guy, Mike.
Yep.
Resolution 220254.
Accepting the proposal from DXC Technology, be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby accept the proposal from DXC Technology Company for the ServiceNow app engine in the amount of $261,431. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners, Lackawanna County, held on September 21st, 2022. Mr. Chairman.
So, Commissioners, as we first proposed this ServiceNow solution, we thought we could try to actually cut costs and by implementing ourselves. Unfortunately, our workload is just too much, so we actually sought out and looked for assistance, and DXC is the group that was vetted out before within the year prior, so that's the vendor that we went to go use to actually help us put this solution together.
Sorry about that.
You hit the button.
I do apologize.
Your flip phone is ringing.
Yeah. I forgot to turn it off. Okay, I'm sorry, Michael.
That's not a problem. So like I said, we just need the help to actually get this solution out to actually help our department and the other departments within Lackawanna County.
Okay, thank you. Anyone have any questions for Mr. Brown? Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
On the question, all in favor? Aye. Aye, thank you. Resolution 220255.
Entering into an addendum. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby enter into a master service agreement addendum with Forerunner Technologies Incorporated for telephone remote support to cost $8,000. Adopted at regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Director Brown.
So to continue solutions or help with solutions going on with our phone system, this is what Forerunner proposed to include with phone remote service to actually help our telecommunications department to resolve our problems quickly and expediently.
Anybody have any questions for Mr. Brown? Okay, entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Resolution 220260.
Approving a service agreement. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve the monthly service agreement with Frontier for the Department of Emergency Services, EMA, and the Government Center at $250 a month for each. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Once again, Mr. Chairman, here is Director Brown.
So our service contracts ended and we had to renew them. So this goes with the PRIs that are used for our phones here at the core at the Government Center, our main lines that are backed up at 911, and for the 911 emergency phone system that's managed by the state.
Anybody have any questions? Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
On the question, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Resolution 220261.
Approving a service order. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve the service order for Spectrum Enterprise for an internet service provider for the Office of Drug and Alcohol at their Susquehanna County office at a monthly cost of $139.98. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Once again, Mr. Chairman, here is Director Brown.
Okay, so this is the last one.
Good, I think you're out of money.
So what's going on here is that in Susquehanna County, Drug and Alcohol has an office out there. We try to work with Susquehanna to actually bridge a connection for us to provide services out there. We figured that this would be the best solution that will keep us secure and also keep Susquehanna secure as well in case any incidents should break out.
Thanks, Michael, and great job. Anyone have any questions? Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
The question, all in favor? Aye.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
real quick, as Michael's leaving the podium, it should be noted the majority of these resolutions here today, the finances and the amounts are coming from ARPA funds.
ARPA, yeah.
As Brenda's getting up to speak on her next, I think she can expand
Thank
on
you.
if she wants to.
Resolution 220259, Ms. Sacco.
Approving the local share account grant submissions, authorizing the filing of applications with the Monroe County Local Share Account Grant Program to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development. Whereas Lackawanna County is interested in promoting economic development and revitalization within Lackawanna County, And whereas Lackawanna County is submitting grant applications to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development through the Monroe County Local Share Grant Program on behalf of the various agencies as detailed. Number one, the VFW Post 7963 Wozniak Pavlovsky, $26,000 for replacement of flooring to include the removal of the old flooring. Number two, Old Forge Lions Little League, $187,000 for replacement and installation of new lighting for the Little League field at Pagnotti Park. Whereas Lackawanna County hereby authorizes the chair of the Lackawanna County Board of Commissioners to sign and authorize all documents and accept any awards related to these Monroe County local share account grants, and does hereby authorize the submission of these applications to the Monroe County Local Share Account Grant Program on behalf of the above named entities and their respective projects. Adopted at the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Mr. Chairman, here to speak upon that is our Director of Economic Development, Brenda Sacco.
Good morning, Commissioners and everyone. This resolution is authorizing the submission of the Monroe County Local Share Account Grant Program application to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development on behalf of 2 additional agencies. In total, the county is submitting 20 LSAs totaling over $2.2 million. The LSA grant program continues to provide support and enhance community and economic well-being for communities and important projects across Lackawanna County.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone have any questions? Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
The question, all in favor? Aye. Resolution 220263.
Authorizing the submission of the Community Traffic Safety Grant. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby authorized the filing of a grant with the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation for the Lackawanna County Highway Safety Program Community Traffic Safety Project. The Community Traffic Safety Project will address highway safety issues in conjunction with PennDOT to reduce crashes and fatalities in our communities. Analysis of data is used as the basis to implement educational programs and enhance traffic safety initiatives addressing critical safety needs with outreach through libraries, schools, law enforcement, and the community. The Lackawanna County Highway Safety Program grant shall cover the 1-year period from October 1st, 2022 through September 30th, 2023. Be it further resolved that the chairman or the vice chair of the Board of Commissioners be authorized and directed to sign the grant, and that the chief of staff be authorized and directed to attest the same. Adopted at the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 21st, 2022. Mr. Chairman, once again, here's Director Sacco.
Ms. Sacco?
Yes, this resolution is authorizing the filing of the Lackawanna County Highway Safety Program grant to the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. This grant covers a 1-year period. Any questions?
Thank you. Anyone have any questions? Entertain a motion.
Motion.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Motion 220262. I'm going to make a motion to approve this, and Ms. Sacco can explain it to us.
Sure. The resolution is part of the annual plans and policies that are required to be adopted every year by the CDBG program. The Fair Housing Resolution states that that Lackawanna County will comply with the Fair Housing Act and will assist in protecting people from discrimination when they are renting, buying, or securing financing for any housing. Lackawanna County has also designated the Labor Compliance Officer as the Fair Housing Officer within this resolution.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions for Ms. Sacco? Nope. I've made a motion. I'll
Second it.
Okay, we have a second on the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, motion 220244. I'm going to make a motion to approve this, and to speak on that is,
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Carney is unable to join us today.
no.
This is a resolution to approve the quote of Essential Management Solutions, LLC, for the 911 GIS data stat management at a cost of $44,850. This money is coming from PEMA and was already authorized at a prior commissioners meeting. So once the motion is put in place, this money will be spent for the system.
Good. All right, I've made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Motion 220245.
Mr. Chairman, this is a motion to approve the quote from the Geograph EBA Engineering for the 911 ArcGIS upgrade at a cost of $27,500. Once again, this is coming from PEMA money, and it needs to be done for the upgrade for the system.
Okay. I'll make that motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. And motion 220246.
Chairman, this is a motion to approve the quote of Geocom for the 911 GIS professional services and gap fill analysis at a cost of $107,000 and $107,138. This is an upgrade to clear all the errors out of the system. And once again, it was approved in a prior meeting with the money, and it's grant paid for by the PEMA.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
A question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, opportunity for the public to address the board. Brian, set your timer.
May I approach?
Pardon me?
May I approach?
Yes, please. I believe I have it too, but I'll take it. No, I don't? Okay.
Hi, my name is Abigail Mikowski. I live on Penn Avenue in Scranton. So there are a few of you here that know my story. I was married to a very abusive man and left with nothing in January. The PFA system was not kind to me, regardless of the details. I had nothing. He took me for a ride, and is still taking me for a ride because I couldn't afford a lawyer. In that time, I came across a lot of ugly, a lot of pain in Lackawanna County, an entire homeless community that is hidden. And a lot of them were homeless during coronavirus. Regardless of what I could tell them about what this county could offer them, they would not take it. They are amazing people. Amongst them were prisoners released without any services, without any housing. Amongst them were veterans, beautiful veterans. Amongst them were battered women. Amongst them were men with so much remorse for things that they had done, and women that couldn't understand their situation. I have received more help from strangers than I have this county. That worries me. Quite frankly, it's exhausting. And we have an ERAP initiative that is now being removed because we have no funding. Truly, it was only for Corona. So all those people that are going to need housing are going to have nowhere to live. Attached are statistics on sex trafficking in this county. I know that I've been offered money for my body in exchange for favors of food when I ran out. I know that there are women that have taken it. I know that people in desperate situations do desperate things. I was kind of shocked by some of the statistics that I found, how many registered sex offenders there are in Lackawanna County, why there are certain issues that I have encountered and stories that I have heard that are shocking. I happen to be an individual that people will share stories with that I don't know if they would share with someone else. And so I've held the hands of men dying during drug overdoses, that were denied resources and help from this county. And I created something to maybe help with that, because I don't think you're aware. Thank you.
Okay, we'll continue. We'll check into it. Okay. Anyone else?
How's everybody doing? Jerry, you didn't think I was going to leave without saying a couple things, did you?
State your name. State your name,
I came down here in
please.
Support for.
State your name.
My name, they don't know it? Jim Kuchwara. I'm the
think we all
commander of VFW Post 25. I came down in support for Dave Isley, and while I was sitting there thinking, I thought it was time to personally thank each and every one of you for doing what you do for veterans. You do so much for people out there that don't even know what you're doing. But as the veterans, I can tell you this, we wouldn't be out there. The veterans groups would not be out there without you people supporting us and helping us. You have VFWs, Legions, and the Marine Corps League. But I want you to know, it doesn't go unnoticed. We as the veterans know what you're doing for us. And I thank you, each one of you, for helping us veterans. And I salute you. Thank you.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you. Mr. Moran?
Art Moran, I just wanted to take a couple minutes to remind everybody that this Saturday up at McDade Park is the Commissioners Cross Country Tournament. As of last week, we had 350 participants signed up, and I think we're going to have a lot more. The races start at 9 o'clock, and the trophy presentations will be around 11:30. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Can't walk.
I just asked Commissioner Notarianni if he's going to be
Be in the race.
running.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, Commissioners, other business, Mr. Chermak?
I have nothing today.
Okay, Commissioner Domenick?
Yes. Okay, so I saw something yesterday on online that I found really disturbing. So there was a nurse, I think she was from Virginia, but it doesn't really matter where she's from because honestly, it's a nationwide issue. She was a nurse practitioner, and in the 24 hours preceding her video, there were 11 overdose deaths, and 6 out of the 11 were of kids under the age of 15. One of her friends had an 8th grade daughter, a daughter in 8th grade, who took a piece of candy from somebody who offered it to her, like not a stranger, but like in school or whatever, thought it was a sweet tart and it was straight fentanyl, and she died. If you Google rainbow fentanyl, it's disturbing that they make these things like, you know, something that will look favorable to a child or you know, targets children. My son goes to, he's in kindergarten at Dunmore Elementary, and I actually called there and just gave them a heads up and asked them to let the superintendent and the principal and the high school and school board and everybody know, pending what we're going to be doing. So I talked to Barb Durkin from the Drug and Alcohol. She's the director of Drug and Alcohol Department. They have a prevention unit, I guess it would be called. They're going to be doing some billboards. They're also going to be doing mailers out and things of that nature to the school. And then I also talked to her. I haven't had a chance to ask either Jerry or Chris if they would be willing, but I can't imagine they wouldn't. But doing a letter to all the superintendents, and then, you know, whoever we need to contact with regard to the private schools, the Diocese of Scranton and onward and forward, just to put everybody on alert of it. I think it's important just because of the fact that these look like candy. You wouldn't know it wasn't. And Halloween is also around the corner. So I never really had a conversation with my son about it until yesterday, because he's always with me, like literally with, if he's not in school, he's with me. He'll be here later today. Or he's with an adult. But, you know, I had to have that conversation with him where I was like, look at, if somebody, even a friend of yours, gives you a piece of candy, don't take it. Put it in your pocket if you feel uncomfortable for not taking it, and then show mommy later and I'll look at it. So I just think everybody should be vigilant and talk to your kids and get the word out there. Again, if you Google rainbow fentanyl, I still find it mind-blowing that medical marijuana is a Schedule I drug and fentanyl is a Schedule II drug with the FDA. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not doing what they should be doing because it's killing people. So it just really, it stuck with me and it's bothering me. And I can't imagine that woman or anyone losing a child by taking a piece of candy. So I hope you're all as outraged and disturbed as I am, because we should be as a society as a whole. And please just tell one person that you talk to today or tomorrow and just get it out. Thank you.
I'm glad to hear that Drug and Alcohol is going to do some advertising about that. I was totally unaware of this particular situation at this point. I'd like to thank Jimmy Kuchawara for coming down and thanking us. You know, this is a job where you don't get thanked very often. You don't get too many good phone calls, but nobody made us do it either. I thank you, and we do appreciate what you've done and what you continue to do, and how you continue to support the veterans. That VFW Post 25 has a food pantry that supports everyone. And I want to thank everybody for having a nice day and make a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Any question? All in favor?